Hi, I'm Jackie, and welcome to Cruising the World with Jackie. Today, we're going to talk about what you do right after you book your trip and all the way to your cruise. So, basically, a checklist of what you need to do so that you can relax on the cruise. So, right after we book, I need to set up sitters. So you might have the same thing. We have dogs, so we have to make sure our son can take them. If not, we got to get a kennel reservation, which we haven't done in a long time, but we would have to do. I also am the caregiver for my mom, so I have to contact my sister and tell her the dates that we'll be gone so that she can come and watch my mom. The other thing that we like to do is we like to sit down and look at the excursions. And if there's an excursion we absolutely want, we would be crushed if we didn't get it, then we'll make those reservations. We also contact the people that we might be traveling with, and see, what excursions do you want to go on? Do we want to go on to? And do all that the first time around. The other thing that I've learned the hard way is do a passport check. Years ago, there was a cruise. I knew that my husband and my son's passport had to be renewed. I didn't worry about mine, and the cruise got closer, and I looked, mine was in the 6-month window, so I had to get mine done too. So just double check that. Okay, so about 2 months out, I normally go on and I start filling out the check-in on the cruise line. Of course, it's not a check-in. It's not like you're leaving the next day, but you can fill out your passport, a bunch of that information. The other thing that I do is we live in Maryland. It's cold in the winter, and we normally cruise in the winter or the spring, so I have to pull out my summer clothes. I wish I had a cruise closet like I've heard some of my friends have, where they have a spare room and they have all their cruise clothes in one place. Don't have that, so I have to pull out my summer clothes, go through it, make sure that stuff still fits, that I still want to wear it. I have a folding clothes rack that I put up, and I put my clothes right on that, my husband's clothes on that, to see if we have any holes. Do we have enough for every night? Is there anything that we need to replace? So that's out of the way. That gives us 2 months. That gives us plenty of time to replace it, shop, Amazon, whatever we're going to do. This is, again, time I look at the luggage requirements, make sure that what we have works with the airline we're booked. I did do a video on this last week, that you can check out, that basically if you're going on a budget airline, to double check, and some bags that work for that. So now, about 2 weeks out, I got my cruise dogs. So I'm so excited. I printed them out. I now need to double check that my arrangements that I made in the beginning are still good. So, I've double checked with my sister, what days are you coming, the exact arrangements of handoffs. So if you have kids that you're taking to grandma's, or dogs you have to take the kennel, make sure that you know what time exactly drops off are and pickups. I know we used kennels years ago. They had a certain time, only a little window that you could drop dogs off, and a little window you could pick them up. So you have to make sure that you clarify exactly what that is. With my sister, need to make sure that she's here before we have to leave for the airport, all that good stuff. So we normally do that about 2 weeks out. The other thing that you can start doing is, if you still have a newspaper, you need to probably cancel that, put that on hold. Mail, so either you need to ask neighbors to take that in, or you can have the post office. You can go right online, have the post office hold it, either hold it and then re-deliver it, or hold it and you can come pick it up. The other thing we do about 2 weeks out is the blessed bills, right? So make sure that all your bills will be covered that are due during your week of the cruise. Make sure you have them covered. So go online, make the payment early, or set it up automatically so that those are taken care of. You don't want to be on the cruise and say, oh my goodness, I didn't pay the electric bill, or I didn't pay this credit card bill. So go ahead and get all that worked out. Make sure they're all set up or mailed out, or however you do it electronically, and make sure that they're all taken care of. I also, about this time, make sure I have reading material. So I like to take a book, either physically or on my Kindle, usually on my Kindle, but I do belong to a book club, and sometimes I can't get it on my Kindle, so I have the physical book. So whatever it is, I make sure that I have some of that to take. So if I have to run to the library or I have to order it on Amazon, I've got it. Also, when you get your cruise docs, I'm sure you don't wait for this. We got our cruise docs Friday. Saturday we had them printed out, ready to go. And our cruise is about 2.5 weeks out. So the other things that you do about a week out is we have lots of travel arrangements at this time. We're flying out of Philly early in the morning. We're about 2.5 hours away, so we're staying at a hotel. Then in Miami, we have a hotel, we have a car, we have all this stuff. So I kind of got lost on what was prepaid, what wasn't paid. So I went through everything, wrote everything down so that I can put in this folder with my cruise docs everything that we have. So I have the Philly hotel paid. You know, I went down and listed everything, parking, everything that we need to do. I have it written down, whether it's paid or not paid, so I know what's going on. Because a lot of times you just make the reservations not paid, and you get there and they're like payment, and you're like, oh, did I pay? Did I not pay? So I have all that worked out. The week of is when you want to get cash. I'm going to, during this cruise, I'm going to take kind of consideration of everything that we spend. I don't normally do that, but I think it is interesting. I saw another cruise content do that, and I think it is interesting also to get you guys an understanding of maybe what you would spend too. But you do need cash. I mean, you're going to need to pay porters. You're going to want cash in the ports. You're going to want small bills because you can pay in American dollars, but they're usually give you the change in pesos or whatever, wherever you're at. So you don't want a ton of that. So make sure you get a lot of 5s and 1s, 10s, not just 20s. We're gonna go with 500, maybe too much, may not be enough, but we'll see. Of course, there's ATM machines. We can take advantage of that. It just costs more. And then don't forget, the day before, you want to check into the hotel, check into the airport, the airline, and print out your boarding passes. On some airlines, that's a big deal, like Southwest. It gives you, what spot that you're going to board. Spirit, they charge you if you don't have a boarding pass, and they have to print it out. So go ahead and do that. It's usually 24 hours before your actual plane. So ours will be early Saturday morning, but I do have an alarm set so that I can go ahead and do that. And then depends on what you want to do. I normally pack the day before or the night before that I'm going to leave. But I've seen some guys on Facebook that they pack like a week in advance. I don't do that. But I do have my clothes hanging up for a couple of weeks, so I guess I kind of do that. I mean, I have everything organized, but I don't actually put it in the suitcase until the night before that we're going to leave. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll know when we upload another video. Tip of the day is prepare now so that you can enjoy your cruise on the ship. Have a good week.